Hello and welcome back to the Yoga Advent Calendar. That's very nice that you're watching today, and today I would like to share a very nice Christmas story with you that I was told during my yoga teacher training. So this is how it goes. There was a lady on the airport and she was heading back to her family for Christmas. And as you know, in Christmas time there's a lot of snow around, and everybody is hectic and very busy, and so it is on the airport. There's a lot of people who travel back to see their families, and everyone is in a rush, and yeah, you just want to get to the place where you're heading. So the woman, she went to buy some cookies at the airport and also some magazines to make the flight a bit more comfortable for her, because she was heading for a long flight. But there were a lot of people at the airport, and she was just running through with all her bags and her stuff, carrying that along. And finally she arrived at the gate and sat down and just dropped all her bags on the chairs there. And she just wanted to get on that flight and get home. So while she was sitting there, she looked to her side and she saw a man sitting there. And the man was looking at her, and already then she felt kind of offended, like, what do you want from me? Leave me alone. So as she was looking at the man, she saw that his hand was actually going down to the cookie box, and he took one of the cookies. So in the first moment she was quite astonished and thought, how the hell do you dare to take some of my cookies? I mean, can't you ask? How can you do that? But she didn't want to get into a discussion because she was already, busy and tired and so on. So she took a cookie for herself and just kept there sitting. So the man kept eating the cookies and she kept eating the cookies. So at some point there was the last cookie in the box. And she looked at him thinking, you won't take the last cookie, won't you? That's so rude. I mean, there's this cookie box and you just steal my cookies. So he looked at her once again, probably asking her, do you want the last cookie? And the woman thought, how rude is that you're asking me whether I want my own last cookie? But she just let him eat the last one, and that was it. So at some point the flight got called up and she removed all her stuff and went on the plane. And you know, when you get to the plane you have to put all your luggage up in the boxes, and she did that, trying to squeeze all the stuff in. And when her hand reached up at the bag, she realized that there was her cookie box. So what had happened was that the cookie box next to her was actually the gentleman's cookie box, and she was stealing his cookies instead of him stealing her cookies. So he had offered her his last cookie while she thought that he was stealing her last cookie. And then the woman felt really, really bad, because she wanted to thank this gentleman for sharing his cookies with her without even asking. And he would have had any right to think that she is rude because she didn't ask and she was taking all the cookies, but he didn't. He offered her half of the cookie box and even the last cookie. She felt so bad because she couldn't say thank you to him. He was maybe on a different flight and she wouldn't know where he went. So I wanted to share this story because we all have a certain perspective when we're looking at things. And we're sometimes not aware that this perspective might be different or might be exactly the opposite. And especially when we are very busy, such as during Christmas time, we're busy with work, we have a lot of appointments, meetings with friends, etc. We tend to sort of shorten our perspective, and this might be to the disadvantage of someone else. And there are those people like this gentleman who share things for free with us, who are there for us in a moment where we actually don't even realize it. So what I would like to say with this story is keep your mind open, keep your perspective open. And just because we are stressed in a certain day, it doesn't mean that all the people around us are bad people or that they stress us. Many times it's from us that this perspective emerges, and that makes us see things in a very bad way that is actually not necessary. So whenever you are on the airport the next time, make sure you share your cookies with someone, or maybe you meet a good friend at the airport, who knows? Maybe those two could have become very good friends if they had talked to each other, and if the lady didn't sort of reject the gentleman sitting next to her. So I hope you enjoyed this story, and of course I would like to see you again in my next video coming out tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye.